I think the engine's stalling out on me.
Yeah, that don't sound right.
Dang, got a lot more miles to go.
Nah, it'll be okay, mate. You ride with Geico Motorcycle Insurance and got their 24/7 emergency roadside service. They'll be here with a tow in no time.
Good, because these boots weren't made for walking.
Those riding boots are pretty sweet.
Oh, you like?
Do you think they come in a size 1 inch?
I don't know.
It feels good to ride with help. It feels good to Geico. Emergency roadside service is optional coverage.
We're all locked in now.
Your home for the best sports radio in Utah is right here on the KSL Sports Zone. It's time to kick off your afternoon drive with Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
Allow me to introduce the best of the best.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's the Jake and Ben Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, and he's back. Ben Anderson returns. Thank you for listening, however you may be listening. How's it going, Ben?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. It's hot.
It's warm. I was on vacation this time. I didn't disappear for medical purposes, so...
I made that clear.
Okay, thank you. And I think, I was looking at my schedule, I don't think I have any more vacations planned for a while. So, ideally, assuming everything goes well, the show can stick around for a little bit.
I was telling, I'm not going anywhere for a while either, although we're going on a couples trip in November. And
Not you and I.
No.
Wife.
My wife and two other couples. And one couple, I was telling Christian, my friend Tony is very enthusiastic about this trip, and he's one of those guys that's like a doer, you know what I mean? Uh-huh. And so it's spinning out of control rapidly.
Okay.
But
it's July, and that's November. That's a ways out.
I know, and he's already got I think we're visiting. I think we're already booked to visit 3
different countries.
No, we're staying in one location,
okay.
But no, I'm going back to Napa Valley.
Yeah, it'd be great.
So he's already got us mapped out at he's gotten out the map. And he's like, we're here, and then at 12:52, and it's like, it's July, dude.
Okay, so I'm not anti-AI guy.
Uh-huh.
It's a little inevitable, so fighting it is a little goofy. I'm also not like, let me use as much AI as possible. But I will tell you, I plugged into AI. I'm going to Yellowstone. This is the entrance of the park. This is where I'm coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see as much as possible, break it up over 2 days for me. Where should I stay in between? And it legitimately gave me good advice. Now, I'm sure it just scoured the internet, stole somebody else's actual hard work where they wrote all this stuff down, because people have been going to Yellowstone for whatever. It's the first national park in our country's history. I'm sure it did steal somebody else's hard work, but it gave me a great itinerary.
And it worked?
And it really worked. It did an amazing job. And then I still had to go out and get a audio tour guide, which I would highly recommend. And I don't need to advertise it here, but if you want to DM me, if you're going up there, I would give you advice of what I took that I thought was great. But the AI was helpful. So your buddy, as much as he's getting down to business, you can log on to ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot or Claude. Christian's a Claude guy. Whatever you want to do, and just say I'm going to be in Napa for 4 days on a couples trip. I've been here before. What else should I try? And it might be worth your time.
Yeah.
Not how do I do my job? How do we replace Christian Esparza?
No, first of all, it wouldn't surprise me if this guy was using AI, but in this particular case, he knows a guy.
Okay. His name's Claude.
He's that, he knows, I know a guy who's dialed in and that kind of, I know. the AI isn't necessary.
Okay.
You've got a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, they asked me if there was any farms or whatever that I wanted to visit, and I, of course, answered Boone's Farm,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think they've got a spot in Napa.
I didn't realize how long Boone's Farm had been around.
I have no idea. Certainly since the early 2000s, late 90s.
Oh, no, my dad said that's what he would drink.
Oh, yeah, the Boone's Farm?
My dad was born in 1950.
So it's been around for a minute.
Been around for a while.
It's an established brand.
If people don't know, it's the cheapest. It's kind of the original, almost Mike's Hard Lemonade.
It's technically wine,
I think. Technically wine, but it's...
Barely.
Barely, and it's cheap, and it's garbage. And it's apparently been around forever. I didn't realize that.
Really fruity.
Christian, you ever had Boone's Farm?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The people who drink Boone's Farm are the teenagers that steal it from the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. I think the first place I saw it was when I moved to Florida when I was 20, and they would sell it at the Walmart because you don't need a liquor store.
Right.
I was like, what is that? That's what it was.
Thus the joke Boone's Farm would not be somewhere.
That's not the farm anyone wants to visit.
That's not where anyone really wants to go. No, I'm glad your trip was good.
We had a good time.
Yellowstone was good. Christian had an in-law experience over the weekend that went positively that could have gone very negatively.
This was the entire family came out and stayed at your guys' house?
12 and a half people in my house.
Yeah.
What does a half person mean?
My son's 4 months old.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like amputee. I was like,
No.
wow, man.
Everybody's got everything.
Relax.
Cousin Larry had an incident
Yeah,
in the war.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
But his went really positively. Ben, you had an in-law component to this. Everything goes swimmingly?
Yeah, they were great. They have a place.
I bet it was fun.
Halfway between, not even halfway, much closer to Yellowstone than Salt Lake. So not driving straight from Salt Lake and then getting into the park at like 4 p.m. and being like, I guess we're driving for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours to do one of the two loops. No, we drove up Wednesday after work, stayed at their place on Thursday, and then Friday we drove the final hour to get to Yellowstone. It was great.
And you guys went to West Yellowstone too, yeah?
Went in West Yellowstone.
That town is cool, though.
West Yellowstone?
Yeah.
It's all like souvenirs and kind of a
Yeah.
funky town, but I've had fun there before.
I like tacky stuff.
Yeah, it's like the Boone's Farm of towns.
A little bit.
But then we stayed at this place called Cook City, Silvergate technically, which is on the northeast side of the park. It's like it's got to be the least used entrance. This place Silvergate or Cook City, it's where like all the weird wolf watchers reside. It's like only for the people who are like, my whole thing is I go and I photograph the wolves in this particular place called Lamar Valley, and I have to be there at 6 a.m. So I live in this town of 100 people, and I drive in because it's only 15 minutes away. So it was weird.
I judge people on their profession often,
Mm-hmm.
and this will be more relevant later when we have to talk about or I want to anyway, talk about the Shohei Ohtani podcast
Yes, I have not
that's out there.
fully caught up.
I listened to it today, and it was entertaining. But we can talk about a group of people that aren't my favorite when we get into that. But I bet you wolf people are pretty weird. I bet you that.
Have you seen Grizzly Man? Have you seen the movie Grizzly
profession
Man?
as a whole? I bet those are some pretty weird people. No.
The guy who goes up to Alaska to live with the Grizzlies.
Uh-huh.
It's a must-watch. Truly, it's one of the great documentaries of the last 25 years. They're all this guy. And I guess I won't spoil it, but Grizzly Man, Timothy Treadwell, believe it or not, didn't live very long going and trying to hang out with all the grizzly bears
Probably
in Alaska.
not. No.
Yes, the wolf people, the reason they like the wolves is because they see themselves as wolves.
It's weird.
You're not. Wolves are monsters, and I'm not even anti-wolf. I think, like, I'm listening to a whole book right now on bringing wolves back to Yellowstone and how controversial it was. Like, what a huge fight it became for both sides of the aisle. Like, who's pro-wolf, who's anti-wolf? The people who are pro-wolf view themselves as one with the wolves. It's like, these wolves would just absolutely eat you if they got the chance. A la Timothy Treadwell and the Bears.
No, they would not. I've read White Fang.
Sure. They'll be cool.
That Jack London was a genius.
Yeah, notoriously friendly creatures. 150-pound violent
Indeed.
dogs.
It's rough. I haven't been to Yellowstone since my early 20s, but what an impressive place. Old Faithful still going off?
Still goes off every 90 minutes or 70 minutes or whatever.
How that makes sense is beyond me.
We watched this one called Steamboat. It's a geyser that didn't go off between 1911 and then 1961, and then has kind of gone off every once in a while since then. But the last time it went off was late February. But like you watch, and you're like, it kind of seems like it's about to go. It's like steaming, and that's the. They may have just fake this one. That one might be fake, where they're just like, there's some dry ice down there. There's a fog machine, and we'll just have some guy down there with like a super soaker who just like sprays water out every once in a while to get you to hang out.
No, I gave you the advice to take away all the stimulating things from your kids for the drive. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing you didn't do that.
Didn't do that in the slightest.
No.
Though my son did listen to this audiobook on wolves with me the entire drive back.
Okay.
And was like, don't finish it until I have a chance to listen to it with you. So he did get into like the audiobook format.
Okay.
So
All right.
successful.
Good.
Yeah.
The family, the classic family road trip.
Yeah. Still everyone getting along.
Still charming.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Didn't get gored by a buffalo.
Christian didn't
Bison.
kill any of his in-laws, which could have happened.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed your 12 and a half person stead.
You tell me if I made a bad move, okay? Long story short, I took all the kids fishing. Me, 6 kids, my brother-in-law. Nobody caught a fish except for me. Right at the tail end of the day, I got a bite. I reel it in. I bring all the kids to look at it. Should I have let one of the kids reel it in after I've, realized I had a fish on the hook? Should I have passed the pole to one of the 6 kids to reel in?
No. You're cool Uncle Christian now.
Yeah.
Oh, I had the entire opposite point. Christian is a terrible, terrible person.
I had to show them how cool I am.
The kids have never been fishing. They've never had that experience. They're bored out of their mind for several hours, and Uncle Christian is reeling in the only bite they get.
Somebody take a video.
There's
Did you tell him to hold your beer?
One of the most famous dictums of all time is this exact scenario, which is teach a man to fish, or give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he'll eat for a lifetime. Christian, I'm mixing up my metaphors a little bit. No, he didn't. But it's the ultimate carrot. The carrot, just instead of a carrot on the end of a stick, is a fish on the end of a pole.
Because it's Christian's job to raise these children, as opposed to Uncle Christian's job to let them have the excitement of reeling in a fish.
You'd have let 11 different psychos reel in a fish. How many kids did you say? 6?
6 kids, yeah.
One would have been fine.
That fish would have been torn to shreds by the time that pole got passed around.
One would have been all right. One experience for one child.
My defense was, if I pass the pole to one of the kids and let him reel it in, all his siblings are going to be jealous. Be like, why?
Yeah,
why
all
did, why
6.
did I
If
not
one
get the
gets
pole?
to try, they all have to try.
Right.
And then you're ending up with a fish that the hook has been ripped through his face, which that's fishing. Or you've lost your pole. The pole has ended up halfway down, whatever.
You both can speculate your way into selfishness all you want. All I know is that Christian could have provided an experience for a loved one who happens to be a child, and instead he thought about Christian.
They did get a great experience. They saw cool Uncle Christian catch a fish when no one else could do it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Something to chase. So anyways, I'm with you. I would have done the same thing. Bleeding heart Jake over here. Let him go and have a fish.
Kids be darned. Stand by, kids. It's Uncle Christian's time to shine. I love it that that's your argument.
I think you made the right move.
Check this out.
No one's catching fish. No one was catching fish outside of Yellowstone
there were these
either.
2 little kids next to us that kept catching monster carp.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, carp. Yeah.
Right. But they don't understand. They just see that they're huge.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we got to do something. I caught a little bluegill like this big.
Okay.
Christian goes fishing 3 times a week. These kids are from Vegas. I don't know if you know this, Ben, but not a lot of fishing in Vegas.
No, not a lot of rivers. It is 200 degrees out. You're fishing in lava out there. The fish are not biting. I don't mean lava hot springs. I mean that the water is so warm that the fish are not hanging.
Right.
So, hence not seeing any bears or wolves.
One was lucky.
One was lucky, yeah.
And
you released him?
Oh, yeah.
Or you caught him
they
and then
wanted
you
to eat it. I said,
diced him
we
up into
can't-
6 pieces.
Yeah, we can't keep one.
Oh, see?
little
And then you should have just let him bash it.
Hit it in the head with a pair of
You
pliers.
didn't eat it, nothing. Then they get to bash it.
bash it to do
Yeah.
what?
To kill it
Kids
so you
like
can
to
eat it.
bash things.
Yeah.
That's animal abuse.
That is one of the weird things you do, though. I mean, I'm not
Fishing
saying
is
it's
animal
just-
abuse.
yeah, it's
What are you
by
talking about?
definition. It's a crazy sport. That's one of the weird, hopefully, the most violent you've seen your parents ever is like when dad gets the pliers out and hits the fish over the head and you're like, no, you had that in you. I guess I do have to listen to you. Cool Uncle Christian becomes killer Uncle Christian as he kills this bluegill with, whatever, ping hammer, rock hammer he has in his back pocket. Yikes.
Big rock.
He knew how to do that. Didn't even shed a tear.
Ben, I don't know if there's really a lead story today. And by the way, Ben always leaves me a desert of topics.
Not true at all yesterday.
But what topic did you leave me?
LeBron. Your
You
guy.
mean my least favorite topic of all time? Where I had to just swim in it all day yesterday?
Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go?
LeBron Lake.
We had Gina Mizell on. She was good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was good talking about the fit. But yeah. I had to talk about the fifth best player on an Eastern Conference contender for the entire day. So thank you for when you leave me a story. It's LeBron.
Yeah.
Today it's Draymond.
Yeah, it's Draymond a little bit. He's re-signed with the Warriors. All of these teams are pivoting post-LeBron. And I will be curious what that looks like because some teams are just like the Warriors are saying, we'll just get the gang back together one more time and then have all this cap space next year and try and be young and move forward. Like the Cavs were like, we'll get Mario Hezonja. Not a thing. But, yeah, everyone's trying to figure out what their next move is now. Who's going to get Jonathan Kuminga or whatever. That's going to be the post-LeBron move for some team. But, yeah, today it was the Warriors and Draymond.
1 year, $28 million, Ben. Flushing that money right down the toilet.
You're exactly right. That's not a championship team. They know it. And so they're just... Who was it? George Washington and Alexander Hamilton one last time? Is that the song they sing together? That's the scene right now for the Golden State Warriors championship roster. It's one last time. We're going to go back out there and get a bunch of nationally televised games. Everyone can see Draymond and Steph pass the ball to each other. I feel actually a little bit less confident today that we see Steph finish his career in Golden State after this signing because it's a one-year deal that maybe they just they give this one more fun season again, get a lot of nationally televised games, and maybe Steph just goes somewhere random. I thought Philly was such a random choice for LeBron. Maybe LeBron, the way he ruined the NBA in one way by taking his talents to South Beach and changing, not the first team ever to build a super team or first player to join a super league team or a super team, but that became the norm. I wonder if him now going to Philly opens up some players' willingness at the end of their careers. Again, Patrick Ewing did it, Akeem did it, but to just pick some of these weird spots to chase.
They all do it.
They do. I wonder if even a guy though like Steph might be willing to do it.
We can get your thoughts on LeBron coming up in top 3 stories.
Okay.
But for Golden State to do it is stupid, and it is reckless, and Draymond Green is not worth $28 million.
No.
He wasn't worth $28 million 5 years ago. So I don't know. I don't know what Skippy, that's my new nickname for him, Dunleavy there in Golden State is doing, other than a really bad job. And if you were going to refit the team around Steph, you made the wrong decision 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I mean, they've just made so many bad decisions.
Yeah.
To just say, let's run it all back is reckless because they're a play-in team because they're terrible.
Yeah, they're old.
Look at that
Bunch of
roster.
dinos.
It is terrible.
Yeah.
They are giving Draymond Green this money to have some sort of reward for a job well done when he wasn't even that good to begin with. Valuable, sure, but he's made, Scotty looked it up, of the players that have made whatever it is, $250 million in his career. He's the only one not to average 10 points.
Yeah. No, look, Draymond was critical to those championship teams. He was not more critical than Steph. Probably wasn't more critical, actually, than Clay, though I know some people would want to argue that. It was the exact perfect roster for a guy who cannot score at all, because you had two of the greatest scorers in the league at the time and the best shooters that cover up everything Draymond can't do, playing together in the Splash Brothers. It was truly a perfect fit. And that's why so many other people have made fun of him for that exact reason. That's why Jordan Poole called him an expensive backpack, which is one of the great insults in NBA history. It's just like, yeah, man, you got so lucky to fall into this. And that doesn't mean you didn't make the most of your opportunity. Good for you. But now you're getting a pat on the back, job well done. Here's another $27 million to thank you for your service. When no, Draymond at this point in his career is worth Yusuf Nurkic money.
Less, maybe.
Can
he even stay healthy?
He's at the big stage of his career.
All he does is punch people in the face and shoot off his big bazoo. He's not even a tooled player anymore.
Right.
You know what? He is the best of all time, small ball big. And that is a thing, and that's a thing to be proud of, I suppose. But it's not a thing that usually makes $250 million. And so his flexibility in being able to play big at times made them really difficult to guard. That was his greatest value. That was it. And he could pass a little bit, which helped because you're running Steph Curry off 25 picks. Somebody's got to throw him the pass. That's it.
His best value, I mean, like his defense is passing, all great value, was that he didn't need 12 shots a game to be happy. A lot of guys need 12 shots a game to be happy. Andrei Kirilenko would have been better if he had said, 4 shots a game, fine, I don't care. Rudy Gobert's career would have been better if he had just accepted, I'm not getting the ball. I'm just going to catch a couple of lobs, and I don't need to touch the ball. But if I set a bunch of screens and block a bunch of shots and grab a bunch of rebounds, I'm going to be super, super valuable. And Rudy couldn't get over it. And Andre couldn't get over it. No. He's gotten over it, you're right, late in his career. Draymond was over it most of his career. Draymond never said, I've got to be a scorer. Why would I want to be anything else? And it's not. That's been the best thing Draymond has recognized early in his career was he bought into his role, and it did make him $250 million.
Because he stinks. At that.
He does,
and I guess if you want to give him credit for knowing that he's not very good at that, that makes him better overall than Andrei Kirilenko. Yeah, I would agree with that take. Because, Rudy has no idea. You have no skill.
You don't need the ball. Everyone's better off you not touching the ball.
Fact. So what are you crying about?
But they get paid. They think when you get paid, you need shots.
I've got to be scoring 20. I'm a legend. I'm Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
No,
you don't.
No. And he was a star here, as much as he could have been.
But he was not a star because no one could ever tell you how many points per game he averaged.
No.
But they remember he was 2.7 blocks and 13 rebounds and did shoot 70% from the floor. But no one's ever like, the difference on this Jazz team was Rudy was at 16.8 points per game. Nobody ever thought that.
So, I'll give him credit. You know you're not very good. And so you're going to steer clear of that and create value elsewhere. I really like that. I like that about Dennis Rodman, of all people. It is surprisingly perceptive, but it's not worth $28 million when you're 49 years old.
True. That is the other part of it. Not a lot of guys do get the $20 million contract, which is what they value more than anything else, and I don't blame them. They're trying to get paid. But more guys probably hurt themselves by thinking I have to score, whereas, if we want to bring this hyper-local, Cody Williams should go and knock on Will Hardy's door and say, Coach, I want to try something. I want to be the first NBA player who never shoots the ball. But I'm going to play a lot of defense, and I'm going to get a lot of deflections. Maybe if I get a dunk on a breakaway, I'll do it. But watch me not shoot at all, and I think I can be really valuable to this team, and that'll separate me from Bryce Sensabaugh. It's not going to make him $20 million a year, but it might allow him to stick in the NBA. A lot of guys have washed out of the league because they're not willing to not shoot the ball. Draymond did.
Or not dribble.
Like
your guy from Baylor.
Jared Butler. Jared Dribble.
Who thought,
Dribble Butler.
I'm going to come in and dribble. Hey, did you hear that the writers are asking about me in the postgame of Summer League?
What do they see what I got next?
I'm going to go show them. I wish I knew who Joe Ingles told to go out there and play selfish. He gave a rookie intentionally bad advice, saying, "Dude, they're mistreating you. You're the star. You need to go out there and really. You need to go show them your stuff." And then I guess it got him yelled at.
You should go back and look. We might be able to
I
narrow
don't
it down.
think he said the name, but I bet we could
we might be
figure
able
it
to
out.
narrow it down.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll have top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com coming up next. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
His dad was a race car driver, believe it or not.
I think owned the gas station right by East High School.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
At one point. Yeah. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Time for the top 3 stories of the day. KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number 1, Ben missed out on one of the most important days of the year. Ben, let's get your thoughts on LeBron to Philly.
I'm very surprised it wasn't Miami or Cleveland. I actually really like that it wasn't Cleveland. I think it's more interesting. I'm not sure I get it. I think Philly's going to be good. Jaylen Brown's a really good player. LeBron, I think, can play the role as a helper. Ideally, you can tell Joel he only needs to play 50 games, save his body, be healthy at the end of the year, but it's not like they haven't been saying that for the last 5 seasons. I like the idea of VJ Edgecombe, like learning from LeBron a little bit. I like Tyrese Maxey having another guy who can help him initiate. And then I realize I'm just like drinking the Kool-Aid of like all the best case scenarios. And it's like, yeah, they've already told Joel to just be healthy at the end of the year, and it never works. And LeBron doesn't want to like coach VJ Edgecombe on how to become a better player. He didn't want to get out of the way for Luka or AR. So I don't think that's happening.
AR.
Jaylen Brown coming in is your best player. He is. I just think Jaylen Brown's the best player on the roster now. Guys switching teams and immediately stepping into a culture, especially when you're a weird culture guy like Jaylen Brown, who now has to be the best player on the team, usually doesn't work that seamlessly. It can get there, but usually doesn't work year one. And then you're taking the ball out of 23-year-old Tyrese Maxey's hands to give it to 41-year-old LeBron. Like, all the things I sold myself on are a coin standing on edge and me thinking it's going to fall the right way every time. Any one of those falls the wrong way, and it's a bad outcome. And that would be my fear for LeBron to Philly, other than I just like it more than the Cleveland story and the fact that Donovan Mitchell was catching strays. Apparently that Donovan still being there is the reason LeBron didn't go to Cleveland is a little funny.
I love how that leaked out.
But otherwise, all the like optimistic parts of me, which I still weirdly find myself as LeBron optimist, despite the fact that like there's so little evidence that that's how I should feel, it could really go wrong in Philly. And then the fact that he doesn't have a no trade clause does mean Philly could do the funniest thing. And this is how
he doesn't have a no trade.
He doesn't have a no trade clause.
You said does. Sorry.
Oh, doesn't have a no trade clause. So Philly can just trade him to Toronto if they want to with a 15% trade kicker. But when you make $4 million a year,
who cares?
Who cares about a 15% trade kicker? This is actually extremely funny. It was really a bad sign for me that he went to Philly, which has a relatively weak front office. It doesn't have like the most established execs right now. And it made me think, oh, LeBron is coming in to make more moves.
Well, LeBron knows the GM. They grew up playing high school basketball together.
Okay. Yeah. LeBron is coming in to play GM again.
Well, I
and thought this is a team where I might be able to make some moves. Don't be surprised if VJ Edgecombe is on the
Gets
move.
Traded. Yeah, I don't know about the LeBron flex and with the GM. I want to run a couple things by you. First of all, if this feels, I should have seen this coming more than I did.
Okay.
I thought Cleveland, and then I was kind of bending maybe Miami, thinking about the weather. I should have seen this coming because LeBron is so thirsty to be seen as the GOAT. He feels like he needs another championship. And what's the easiest way to get a championship? Well, that's to glom on to an already star-studded roster.
Yeah, pretty good team.
Or whatever. Mm-hmm.
It also doesn't quite look as ring-chasey as it could have been.
Totally does.
It
is ring-chasey, and it looks ring-chasey.
It would be worse if he signed with the Knicks. It would be worse if he signed, I think, with Boston. I think it would actually be worse if he signed with Miami after they went out and got Giannis. So I think in his mind, he's like weighing all these different options, and he says, like, truthfully, Philly has stunk for 25 years. Like, they've had a little bit of success, but Joel's never been to the conference finals. AI got there once.
They haven't gone. Yeah, they haven't gone since 2001.
Right, the year they lost. 4-1 to the Lakers in the finals. So that part of it, I'm sure, absolutely factored in.
He went there because it's his super team, and it's his best way to get a championship. And when it does fail, I am going to laugh. But can I ask you this? Why does LeBron hate Philadelphia?
Does he hate Philly?
I'm guessing he's not even going to
living
live
in New
there.
York?
He's going to live there in New York. And I brought this up with Christian. Can you imagine if somebody signed in Salt Lake and said, I'm actually going to live in Vegas and I'm going to helicopter into Salt Lake because I hate your community so much. I can't even be bothered to live here. And what's it with LeBron clowning communities? Because he was playing golf and talking about how crappy Memphis is and how they should move it to Nashville. Now he can't even be bothered to live in Philadelphia. I find that hilarious. I'm sure Philly's a fine town.
I also wondered, that struck me, obviously. The New York thing. Now, look, I think Tony Jones, who was on this, not our show, but on the station earlier, I think he lives in New Jersey and covers Philly. It's not like totally
It's
uncommon.
not the same thing.
It's not, but New
It's
York
not.
and New Jersey are very close.
Yeah,
and
guess
LeBron
what?
can afford to buy any house he wants
Guess
anywhere
what?
in the world.
Why they're close? Because New Jersey is in between New York and
You're right.
Philadelphia.
It's not the
so
easiest
in
pathway.
order to get to work, he has to take a helicopter over an entire state. Tony Jones drives a Prius across a state line. That is not the same thing.
You're right. No, clearly he doesn't want to live in Philadelphia. If he did, he
So
would live in Philadelphia.
what's up with that?
No, it's Roger Clemens not traveling with the team.
And the other thing, I love the Donovan Mitchell thing that it leaked out. I love it because
If we need to reset it, yes. The
it
belief
all-
was
okay. Go ahead.
LeBron would be in Cleveland right now if Donovan Mitchell was not in Cleveland still. If they had moved him to New Jersey or Brooklyn now or whatever, and he was going to live somewhere else or be playing somewhere else, that would have left a space for LeBron to come in.
Now, why is that? Next step. Why would he feel that way?
Why is that?
Comes back to Darius Garland v. Donovan Mitchell and that feud 3 years ago, where Garland's demanding a trade, Donovan's demanding a contract extension. Adele is leaking to the media that Donovan is a coach killer. You remember all that? Mm-hmm. Adele doesn't forget, man.
I didn't see. I saw the tweet. I can't remember who wrote it. So I apologize for not giving them proper attribution. Somebody said there's no one better in the NBA at basically hiding being bad or like the best losing player in the NBA than Donovan Mitchell. Donovan is the king of, had a good game in the closeout game of the series that we lost, but I scored 40. But you're like, it always happens that way. He's always on these losing teams. He's kind of always can't break through. The Jazz never got to the conference finals with Donovan. But you look at his box score, you can always say, I mean, he had 50 twice against the Nuggets in that bubble. It's like, how did the Jazz blow a 3-1 series lead to the Nuggets in the bubble? It's like, there's kind of a lot of common themes there with Donovan. So to that point, LeBron probably is smart enough to sniff that out. I do think LeBron now...
No, I think LeBron holds a grudge.
It's very possible.
I don't
also.
think LeBron sniffed anything else.
Okay.
I think LeBron holds a grudge because his guy lost. Cleveland picked Donovan. They didn't pick Darius Garland.
Yeah.
They traded Darius Garland.
That's very fair.
So LeBron isn't going to go back to Cleveland and play with Donovan because you never...
It's not his clutch guy.
Never double-cross Adele.
But if it was
'cause
Darius...
Adele remembers.
Yes. If Donovan had been traded to the Clippers
And
or
Darius
had been traded to Brooklyn,
Garland were still there.
you get the clutch marriage.
You get the deal.
Yeah, very possible.
But I don't think it has anything to do with, I don't know if Donovan can come through in the clutch. Because you have LeBron. LeBron's coming through in the clutch.
LeBron's getting touches.
To more of your, I kind of like how you started, and we can move on. And we can even come back to this, but where you see all the things that could go right. I made this joke with Gina Mizell yesterday. VJ Edgecombe is never going to shoot again. So if you think that's good for his development, well, that's good times. Because LeBron is taking a bite out of somebody. LeBron should come in and be their power forward and be Draymond Green, average 9 points a game, 8 rebounds,
6
maybe
assists. Yeah.
6 assists.
Yeah.
Maybe kind of try and play big because you're older and you can't move laterally, but maybe you can forearm somebody in the face once in a while. He ain't doing that. In fact, Christian brought it to my attention yesterday, but it was Sham Charania who reported that LeBron wants to come in and play a little point guard.
He's gonna be
and
the
it's
point
like,
guard.
of course that leaks right away.
Yeah.
Because LeBron is already telling the other players on that team, I'm going to be touching the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Maxey, if you think you're going to be point guard and dribbling, not on my team.
Yeah,
pal.
not on my watch.
Not on my watch. I've already got the Shams leaking it out there that I'm playing point guard. I'm coming in to play point guard.
No, there's a real world where this is just worse for everybody on Philly, and you better get used to playing defense because LeBron's cherry picking.
But the good news is it's all going to be on tape and documented for everybody to see. Do you think for 1 second Jaylen Brown is going to enjoy playing with LeBron James? He just got done with Jason Tatum.
Right.
Eclipsing him out. And now he's got LeBron James. And,
Who's a worse player and needs more.
And LeBron and Brown didn't even talk before LeBron signed. Remember, Jaylen Brown was clowning Bronny.
Yep. No, it could easily go wrong. Really wrong.
But Rich Paul did talk to Jaylen Brown, so I'm sure they worked it all out.
Sure, it's great.
Next.
Number 2, Big Ten Media Days underway. Kyle Whittingham is not taking the podium until Thursday, but we did get this soundbite from him today.
Wait, what do you mean? Today is Big Ten Media Day. What do you mean he's not doing it until Thursday?
Media Days with the Z. Whit is telling us how to fix college football.
I think it's got to be an NFL minor league model where we have a salary cap. And, the players are employees. I think, as distasteful as some of that is, I don't think there's any other way that is better than that. And, right now it's out of control. I mean, we're going to have probably, a dozen teams in the next recruiting cycle with $50 million rosters. And there's such a disparity between the haves and the have-nots. And I think that the only way to get that evened out and level the playing field is to go ahead and pattern it after an NFL, like I said, a minor league NFL model and a super league, if you will, and you'll probably see 48 to 60 teams survive the cut and be on the right side of the line in the sand and proceed forward.
Whit's got to be careful. That's Big 12 talk. He's going to get disappeared because that's not necessary. That's great for the Big 12. It's great for the ACC. That's not, the Big 10 and the SEC should just be trying to pull away themselves, and that's some of the 48 team talk. But that is still this idea that we want what's fair for everybody. That's not what Michigan fans want.
Well, that's funny you say that because I was just about to totally give him credit for staying consistent.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that is still Kyle Whittingham that we knew.
Even though that is not in his self-interest at the moment anymore, we heard him say basically that exact same thing.
Exactly right. No question.
When he was just east of us here, up there on the hill. So I was about to give him credit for staying consistent. Good for him. It's not like he went to the Big Ten and is like, screw those guys.
Big 12 stinks.
We've got all the resources in the world. Not my problem anymore. He did not do that.
He did not. Credit him for not doing that. However, I don't think that's going to make him beloved anywhere.
Well, is that his goal?
No, probably not. And we know he's only going to be here for a couple of years. And again, this is another story we need to talk about. But you saw the numbers for the jersey patches for Ohio State and Notre Dame, that they're selling their jersey patches for $15 to $20 million a year annually, which is what the entire Big 12 got for the monster jersey patch that is getting split 16 ways. And all these Big 10 teams are selling their individual jersey patch for $16 to $17 million a year for their own team. This is about pulling away. This is about Michigan looking at the Big 12 and scoffing at it and saying, you're not in our league. Quite literally, you're not in our league. But also, you're not in our same sport. And we don't want you in our sport anymore. I'm going to try to not have the most callous view of college athletics going forward. I don't think it's good for the show. I don't think it's good for my opinions. We've got a college football season coming right up. College basketball is not that far away either. But, man, it's hard to look at this and feel like, yeah, this is good. This is going well. This is good. This is all going to be really good. This is going to last a while. It doesn't feel that way to me at all.
No.
But I'm glad Whit will say that. I just think that Whit is going to be the last of a dying breed saying this.
We'll see.
In that conference
that there should be any rules and regs at all.
That there should be inclusion for anyone beyond just this conference or just that conference or maybe just these two conferences. But the SEC doesn't want that. The SEC doesn't want to be involved with the Big Ten. If they did, they'd do college football playoff expansion. They don't want it. They've already said it. So soon, the Big Ten is only going to start looking out for itself. The SEC is already only looking out for itself, and neither of those is good for the conference that we cover.
Next.
Number 3, an update to a story we touched on yesterday. Kyle Shanahan, 49ers head coach, came out today, talked about his car accident that wasn't reported on until a week after it happened.
First of all, car crash coaches across football right now. Shanahan, is it the Vikings defensive backs coach who got suspended for 3 weeks today for getting a DUI? There was who's the tight ends coach on the East Coast that just got fired? For the Commanders that got fired for getting a DUI or DWI, whatever. All these coaches are getting canned or suspended for getting in car wrecks. Shanahan today says, I was looking for my phone in between the seats and I took my eyes off the road. Wrong. I don't believe that for a second. It doesn't mean he was drinking, but he was texting or doing whatever and not paying attention and rear-ended somebody, and it was his fault. But
He didn't get cited, though.
no, he didn't. It must have not been. I mean, I'm glad no one got hurt.
Well,
Seriously.
I mean, if he were drunk, I would like to think.
Correct.
I would like
he
to,
got pretty hurt. He didn't hurt anybody.
Yes,
else.
correct. He did get hurt.
But if he were intoxicated, maybe, I mean, call me naive, but I'd like to believe that the good folks in law enforcement out there would enforce the law. I don't know about texting and driving. I don't know what the law
He could call
specifically-
Diana Rossini and get out of it.
I don't know. But I will tell you this, that I was talking to Christian because he upgraded from the Maserati and has a newer car.
Oh,
and
congrats.
my newer car has Android Auto where my other one didn't. I mean, I think you're in a fairly new car that you probably have, but you're a weirdo Apple person and have that whole thing. There is zero excuse to text in the car anymore.
You don't need to take your eyes off the road to
is
text.
Zero excuse to text in the car anymore. So I don't know what Shanahan was doing, but if you're out there in the modern technological word where you can just push a button to have your text read to you and then easily respond.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to be having it on your lap or having it reaching for it or whatever. So I would guess Shanahan is not driving a Maserati like Christian was that may not have that capability. My guess is his car is a little bit more up to date. So let's just not scroll Twitter or the Talk Snap or whatever.
Right.
Christian speculated something more nefarious that he was looking at. I'm not going to go down that road.
Well, Diana Rossini had to break. What was her news that she was breaking while she got pulled over?
The Bills coach that got
The
fired.
Bills coach that got fired. She had to do it. So her eyes had to be on the phone. She's an NFL insider after all.
Was
an NFL insider after all. Yeah, what's Shanahan's excuse? He's not a newsbreaker.
I agree. It can wait. It can wait. But yeah, a lot of people are driving around listening to the show. Just stay focused on the road. That's why radio is a great medium. You can listen.
You can listen
easily while maintaining.
That's why we don't
focus
have a text line
on the road.
Don't text in. There's nowhere to text.
I kind of miss the text line.
But I don't miss people getting in car wrecks.
No, I agree.
And I'm sure there was somebody who got into a wreck texting a radio station somewhere at some point in their life.
Not that I know of, pal.
Not on our show.
No.
You used the call-in feature, the voicemail. You're ready to go.
All right, more Jake and Ben coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun. An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast. An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson. Now, every day from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Stay tuned. Top of the 3 o'clock hour, Shreyas Latta is going to join us, covers Kansas for the Kansas City Star. We will ask him what he thinks of Ben's Jayhawks going into this year. And by the way, when we say that, Ben he wants to be specific. He is a fan of the Jayhawk football program, not the Jayhawk basketball program.
Correct.
Specifically football. So we'll talk to him about that. Ben, do you want to cast any more light onto everybody seems all worked up about this jersey patch thing. And I honestly do not care, but I realize other people do. And I kind of want to ask as to why people care so much. So what are the figures?
Per ESPN's, Notre Dame has reached a multi-year deal with SoFi Technologies that will place the financial service company's brand on the Fighting Irish's jerseys in every sport starting this season. The university announced the 6-year deal is worth about $18 to $20 million per year.
So everybody's mad that what?
That's $18 to $20 million more than most other teams that are not in the Big Ten or the SEC are going to get, and even much more than those.
Now, let me ask you this. How much does Colin Cowherd make from Fox per year?
A lot.
Like $10 million.
At least, yeah.
So why aren't you more bent out of shape, Ben, for the $500,000 that you make now?
Because I'm not competing with Colin Cowherd.
Oh, you are in a sense. But I pick Colin. I'm just picking a national radio guy. I mean, I could have picked Armpit, and we could be talking about $60 million, but I just picked that. He's got a much bigger audience. He's had bigger platforms, and he's worth more than we are. And I'm picking on you, but I mean, we do radio here in Salt Lake, and that's worth what it's worth. It's not worth the same as what Colin Cowherd does for Fox Sports Radio. Utah, BYU, the Big 12, ain't Notre Dame.
Obviously.
That's never been true. So is this new news to people today? Are people complaining that, oh, well, Notre freaking Dame? And I know Ohio State's the other one. If you are comparing yourself and your lot in life to Ohio State and Notre Dame, you're crazy, because nobody is Ohio State and Notre Dame. Maybe Michigan, maybe Alabama. I mean,
Sure.
And probably not even Alabama. They don't
USC.
even have but those schools, Utah, BYU, the sooner that these Big 12 schools realize that they have to punch above their weight because they're not these built-in advantage schools, is the sooner that they, I don't know, figure things out that in this new world, because we keep talking about it and everybody's waiting for legislation. You're skeptical it's coming. I think most people are skeptical it's coming. So the sooner that these schools realize we're not Notre Dame, like there's nobody lining up outside Utah's door to give them $18 million to be on their jersey patch. So I don't understand what everybody's so bent out of shape about.
Is there a sports radio playoff? A playoffs for sports radio where we all compete against each other? Is there one?
How does that matter?
Well, is there one?
There is not?
No. And is anyone fighting to expand the thing that doesn't exist? There's not. Because we're not being told that there is some trophy that we're all trying to get to. Yeah, everyone's trying to get ratings. Everyone's trying to get advertising dollars, et cetera, et cetera. We're running a business, certainly. No doubt about that. And we are competing with Colin Cowherd on that front, yes, to try and get some of those business advertising dollars. Okay. But this entire lie of the college football playoff, from 2 teams to 4 teams to 12 teams to 16 teams to 24, whatever, it's all a lie to make fans believe you're competing for the same thing. And while that's happening, you have Notre Dame, Ohio State, USC, whatever, playing by totally different rules while still being told, yeah, the playoff's about fairness. This is all about making sure it's fair for everybody. Kyle Whittingham's quote we played, that we should make this a minor league system that mirrors the NFL and people are going to be capped at how much money they can make. It's just never going to happen. And it's not about fairness, and it shouldn't. They don't want it to be about fairness. So you're right. I'm totally with you. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. But there are listeners to our show who think everything works right for Utah this year, or everything works right for BYU this year. Playoffs? We get to the playoffs. Everyone can win a championship, because that's what the playoffs are about. It's a lie. That's a lie.
I don't think it's a lie, because you quite literally have access. Now, how hard is it or how easy is it is a different story. And yes, different.
And what do you
places
have access to?
Well, they have
to get your ass kicked the way Texas Tech scored 0 points in the playoff?
I know. But you're assuming something that happened, as opposed to quite literally they have access to the trophy. They have access to the playoff.
Sure.
That wasn't always the case. Utah and BYU were on the outside looking in the BCS era for a long time and did not have access. So I'm speaking very literally, that they literally have access to the opportunity to win the national title. That is not a lie. That is true. What you're talking about is, do you have a chance to compete given the resources that you have? And my answer is, you better figure it out, because those resources aren't magically appearing. And the things, I'm not disagreeing with you either, for that matter. The things you're pointing out have been true since the dawn of time.
And the things you're pointing out have been true since the dawn of time.
Nothing has really changed in that sense. And so it's why I don't know why we get so caught up in the figures. Who cares? It doesn't change the job for the athletic department. I mean, it might change the job to the ad rep that sold it. Mazel tov to you. That guy's or gal is having a good day today with their commission. But other than that, why should I care? Is Utah and BYU going to use it as an excuse? They might try. Nobody's going to buy it.
Or nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
So you got to figure it out. So why would I waste my mental energy worrying about, wow, did you see what Notre Dame got? Oh, good for them. Because they always have the advantage. But to waste your time complaining like, well, how come Utah didn't get something like that? Because they're Utah. No offense.
Like that? No, you're totally right.
Why am I not making $10 million a year? Because I'm radio local Salt Lake Bozo
I'm
Jake
with
Scott.
you.
That's why.
But Brett Yormark comes out parading the monster jersey patch as an idea that, like, we're getting closer, or here's so much money you can sell to private equity, and that's going to get you closer. It's like, no, it's not. It's all a scam, and it's all a lie to get you to buy in.
Fine. What's his job?
You're right.
That's his entire job.
It's his entire job.
That is his entire job, is to be a sales guy. That's it. That's what they hired.
You're right.
And he's a slick one at that. But it doesn't change reality.
I'm with you.
All right. We've got a guest coming up next. Sorry, Christian. We're a little late. We're going to talk to Shreyas Laddha covering Kansas for Kansas City Star coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.